If you're just joining us, it's Saturday night and we have Zaina Olamide Agoro in the house. She's popularly known as Zaina, but for the records, we just give the names that was given to her on her birthday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're welcome to Saturday night. It's a pleasure having you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And sleep. Is there anything you're doing in particular that's kept you this?
Just enjoying the genes that they passed over to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't put a final full stop to that because when you start having kids,
that's what they all say.
We'll know whether the genes are really effective or not. Now, for the records, like we always do on the program, we like to just know you a bit better. We know you're a music artist, and you just came to Nigeria to stamp your foot. Give us your stamp. Yeah, so we'll roll back to how it all started, like we always do on the program.
Okay.
Right? Zaina?
Yes.
Now, Zaina,
yes.
So why did it change from Zainab to Zaina?
Well, actually, it was from growing up in the U.S. and, you know, back in those days, foreign names were not that popular among the natives of U.S. So they would always mess up my name. Zainaba, they didn't know what to do with the B. I was just like, you know what? Just call me Zaina. And just leave off the B. And that's just kind of where the Zaina came from the artist name. You know, I figured most artists like to have a different persona to their personal selves. So without straying too far away, you know, I didn't want to be a Z or a ZZ or as far as my artist name. I said, you know what, since most people call me Zaina anyway, let's just keep that as an artist name.
And you're from where?
I'm from Lagos Island, both sides of the family. Idumota to be exact.
Idumota. So where does that put you?
Well, that makes me a Lagos Island girl. Moisale Kuni.
Oh, Moeko. I like that. Oh, Sisi Eko.
Sisi Eko, the real Sisi Eko.
Nice. Yeah. So where did you school?
I did my secondary school in UK, Brighton and Hove to be exact.
Okay.
And then when I finished there, I went back to the US, rounded up, and then did my university, finished off in the US.
Okay, so what did you study?
Studied law, actually. So, got
law.
That. Yeah.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Singing.
I know. But you know, one thing about it is I was always very clear. My parents have known since I was a little girl that music, entertainment. In fact, I've always been involved in some form of entertainment since I was little. So growing up, even through school, I think they knew. I want to say I think they knew that I was going to do this because I had already been doing it. It's just that I was doing it as a hobby on the side until I finished school. But they knew that once I was done, nobody could tell me anything.
It was just a teeny tiny little virus that was growing there.
That was growing there. They allowed it, right? Because my dad, you know, was very open and specific. You know, do what you have to do, finish education, and then if you like, go and be a bricklayer if that's what you really want to do.
Or a farmer.
That's my dad. Or a farmer. You know, he's very like, do what you have to do, and then the world is yours. No one's gonna stop you. But there's the but. You must finish, you know, your education and other aspects that we expect of you first. So once I did all that, you know, they already knew what the next step was, and they support me completely. So I'm really thankful for that.
Okay, so are you the first?
I'm not. I'm the second.
The second of how many kids?
5.
We
have
kids.
Twin girls, and then we have the baby Angel. Well, she's not a baby, but we still call her a baby.
Yeah, of course, you'll definitely call her a baby. In your eyes, she'll always be the baby.
Of course, she'll always be the
sister,
baby, yes.
Right? Yeah, so for you, music, when did you actually, in your memory now, when can you actually pinpoint the passion, when he emanated, where it started from?
Growing up, I had a very big love for just for music in general. I was a huge Fela fan growing up. I didn't really understand.
Even in the States?
Yes, huge Fela fan. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I could recite you every single lyric of all his songs. I was even an aspiring Fela dancer growing up. My mother used to think that was so funny. I don't know why, but I knew that one day I was just going to be doing all the Fela dances. So I loved, you know, music so much. Everyone, like I said, from Fela to Al Green to Bob Marley I was an old school music lover.
Wow.
So I would say that's where the music passion started. But yeah, so I loved all kinds of music growing up. When I was in secondary school, I actually played the tuba and the trumpet. So, you know, it wasn't just the music side of it. It was even musically as far as instruments, you know. So I actually did that for 8 years. I played those instruments. Yes.
In school?
In school.
Okay.
Yes.
So you became like a band
big old
leader
tuba.
or something.
No, I was a part of the jazz band, the orchestra band. I was actually the only tuba player in my school.
Wow.
And so that was something that also introduced me even more into music as a whole.
So who would you say was your inspiration in the family when it comes to
my inspiration family? Definitely my grandfather. My mom's dad, he loved, everybody know my grandfather, he loved music and used to sing all the time. So he used to encourage me a lot. I mean, even on my 10-year birthday, he had me and all the guests at my birthday singing a song that he taught us, and we had to sing it until we got it right. And you can imagine, you know, 100 different kids trying to figure out this song that they just learned in 2 minutes. So he was definitely my inspiration. He's late now.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he wasn't able to see me at this point. You know, he knew I love singing, and that's something I wanted to aspire to do.
He probably saw the talent in you way before you knew you could do it. Yeah. So I guess he was just trying to encourage you.
Yeah.
And here you are now, and he's there. I'm sure he's there watching over you.
I really,
and nodding
really
his head. So that's my baby.
When I think about him and I think about the music, I'm like, oh God, Grandpa, if only you could see me now, because he would be he would tell he was a very popular man, extremely popular man, and I know that everybody, you know, I say Adubo, everybody would know, like, that's my granddaughter, that's my girl. So, you know, wherever it was actually his anniversary a couple days ago. So wherever you are, granddaddy, I know that your spirit is watching, and I know that he'd be very proud.
Wherever you are, we'll say thank you. And Zaina,
yes.
So from that, from the 14-year-old, when you were 14-year-old, you said you did it.
That's when I wrote my first song. Yes.
Yeah. What was it all about?
The song, I believe it was called I Swear or something, and the song was just pretty much talking about my mom and how wonderful she is and all the things that she's done for me, and you know, it was like a Mother's Day love song. So thereafter, obviously, you know, continued through school. I actually modeled since I was about 6 years old. That was something that chased me. I was going to
say that.
Yeah,
because you have the configuration.
The frame.
Yeah, for it.
That was something that chased me since I was a little girl. So I actually modeled professionally from a young girl, toddler, way through to my teenage years. And the funny thing was, the modeling thing, it wasn't like a passion for me. It was just almost like I was expected to do it because I had the frame. But I looked at it as a means to get closer to the music.
It means to an end.
Exactly. And it did, because I was able to do a lot of talent shows, meet different people. I won a lot of awards, won money, all kinds of stuff through, you know, just having... Age? I did most of those things between 14 and 18. And then when I went off to college, that was pretty much where I ended the modeling career.
Well, why did you just abruptly?
Because it got to a point where they were looking for me to travel a lot, because I was doing runway and things like that. So, and there's just no way. It's one or the other. And with Nigerian Lagos parents, we already know what the other was. I'm like, look, I don't care how much you're trying to pay her. She needs to go to school. So the options of flying to Paris and here and there and living that model lifestyle was not something that we as a family wanted to get into.
What of you as a person? Do you regret quitting?
Not at all. Funny enough, I wasn't a huge fan of the modeling industry. You know, it's not as pretty and glamorous as it looks on the outside. And everybody knows that I love food. So any thought of, I can't eat what? I'm sorry. I can't do what because of what? No. I wasn't a fan of that. And, you know, growing up as a tomboy, you know, I have that side is quite big on me. And the modeling industry is very, very tough. It's very hectic. I don't even, what adjective do I want to use? It's very demanding on the way that they want you to be. And, you know, you can imagine you have 14, 15-year-old girls who are like 20-something-year-old women. It's a very adult industry, and I was just a young girl who liked to have fun, who just happened to have.
You didn't want to be restricted.
I didn't, and I didn't really blend into the persona of a model, so to say.
So once you close the page on modeling,
yes,
you open the page of music proper, and your focus was more now on music 100%?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't start recording in a studio until about 2003. I think that was around the time that I actually entered into a, recording booth and started recording my own songs.
Okay, was there any kind of formal training at all?
Besides secondary school training, or do you mean for recording in the studio?
Yeah, for your music art.
No, not for, I don't know if they can teach you, what they say, recording studio, you get better as time goes on.
Okay, so professionally, where did it start for you?
In the 2003, but I was in the US.
Okay.
Around 2005, I met LD around that time.
Right.
That was where I got introduced to the Nigerian side of music. Really, I would have to give him that credit. LD the Don. And he actually put me on his Champion CD. There's a song called Jekalo featuring me. Been in his videos. Other people, meeting more Nigerian artists. I've met Two-Face back in 2007, and then that actually going back a little bit. 2005, we came home for Christmas, and a lot of people came home. Banky W, Nato C, Kechuku. That's where I got to meet everybody, even the band. And that was when I was like, wow. Nigerian music industry is really, going places here. That was where it started.
Okay, so but when you came in here, before you came in here, your kind of music, was it like influenced by your environment there in the States? Was there any kind of major change?
From the States to here?
Yeah, from the States to here.
I don't want to say there's a huge change. The sound is somewhat still the same. I had done a lot of ballads before moving here. So if anything, I can just say I'm doing a lot more up-tempo songs. But as far as the style, because I can still do a ballad here, so nothing would change. The only thing that has changed, I would say, is the lingo.
Would you say your coming back to Nigeria has in any way influenced your kind of music, your style of music?
I would definitely say to some degree. No matter where you are, you want to make music that the people can relate to. So if you're in Asia, chances of you putting certain things that will relate to the masses there, are more likely. So coming back home, I would say the music itself is more so the same, but the way that I interpret maybe the lyrics or the way I deliver it is what has changed a little bit. In the US, chances of me doing a song that has 75% of pidgin mixed with native dialects like Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa is slim, because only the people in the diaspora would know. But on a global scale, they won't know what I'm talking about. So coming back home, I want to be able to talk to my people as well. So I'm going to give them the language that they can understand. So I would say for the most part, that's what's changed. But I can take the same song and just kind of Nigerianize it a little bit, And then, of course, maybe add our drum patterns. There's a way that our own groove is a little bit different. So I would say that it's not a huge change, but those are the little things. But I've not done like a drastic 360 or anything like that.
Okay, so how do I place you as an artist? What kind of genre?
My genre is open, because even with the 2 singles that I have out, one is reggae, one is more pop based. So my personality is very big, and me personally, I love all kinds of music. So to be able to box myself in one category will be very slim, because I can wake up tomorrow and have a rock idea. So you have
2 singles to your credit now.
I do. I have 2
which
singles
one
under
comes
Soul
to
Music.
your heart? Which one?
Oh, I love both, and that's like asking who's your favorite child. Yeah.
All right, so let's pause here let's stop the talk for now.
Okay.
Let's pause here and let the viewers enjoy Lulula, courtesy of Zaina. Saturday night, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Zaina. So won't you give me all your loving? Money and you, there's no returning. Stop your darling. 'Cause there's no turning back, turning back, turning back. No holding back, holding back, holding back. You see me, you feel me, you tell me you like the way I be, baby. I don't say all your mind is shit 'cause of what you see, baby. It's okay. Come on, let's get on to reality, baby. I know one darling, so baby, for me, yeah, give me the for me, so baby, give me the for me, yeah, give me the.
All right, welcome back. That was Lolola by Zaina. That was a beautiful one. Very attesting to what you just said, that it's a good one and something everybody can dance to.
Yes.
What informed that track? What informed it?
I want something that everybody can dance to. So I already knew we were going for an up-tempo track.
Why Lolola?
You know, I don't know. I guess we were just in a Lolola mood when we were writing.
So what is that Lolola mood? If we have to get into it now, how do we get into it?
It's a gingerish mood. It's just, you know, it's the song to me. People always ask, what does Lolola mean?
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know, there's no dictionary meaning. I'm sorry. But I like for people to come up with their own interpretation after listening to the song. But the song is all about giving your all into whatever, into something. No turning back. No holding back. So it's all or nothing.
Okay, so what's your take on artists who just reel out music? They reel out music, danceable music, but they don't really have meanings.
You know, that's such a funny question. You know, in Nigeria, they say that we just like jai jai. We just want to have fun. We just have some things going on that make living not as easy sailing as we'd like it to be. So sometimes, what do you need?
Just do something meaningless.
We want to relax and just have something. So we
Something meaningless.
Something meaningless. So I think that we tend to gravitate. You notice that the people they just want to be able to let their hair down, enjoy something, and just be free.
And not give it a meaning.
And like, but to them, there might be meaning, like freedom. Just an expression, you know. Sometimes when they say you're frustrated, all you want to do is scream. There's not meaning in the screaming. So maybe the song is saying shabadu babada da. That person is understanding that shabadu babada da, and they're like, yeah, shabadu da. And they feel free, they feel good. You know, they just want to have fun.
Again, coming to Nigeria from the States, would you say it has raised the bar for you, or it has, you know, to some extent? Because given, like I earlier pointed out, the fact that most times our kind of music is just easygoing, flowy kind of music. Here, I think more is on the effect it will have on the crowd, on the audience. And so however you want to do it, if you want to dance with your head upside down, no problem. Has that in any way affected your kind of music, your style of music, your production, your expression?
You know, I think in general, I think music as far as content has changed. I don't want to say has gone down or gone up, because even as much as you say, you know, over there, you know, we have, it's not true. Some of the biggest songs out there have been talking utter nothings. Like, lyric content is all over the place, and those are the songs that have really hit, you know, the big time nowadays. But I think the difference is that the music industry is so widely accepted and so big over there that there's enough room for those artists and for people to still put out music that has deep and meaningful content, whereas over here our industry is still somewhat small. So I think it is easier to see, you know, when you have songs that are like, what did that mean? What was that person, or, you know, this person talking about? But at the end of the day, I think what artists try to do is put out music that will get them recognized.
Would you say that has to do with the commercial value placed on the brands and whatever they are really now?
I do believe so. You know,
so it's more of what sells.
What sells
and what gain.
I mean, look at ads. Why do telecommunications go to, you know, figures? Because it's what sells. It's what the people want to see. It's what they want to hear. They want to, you know, the endorsing from someone like a WizKid, when you have such a big body of fans that are listening to him, that are enjoying him, it makes sense for that company.
So where does that place creativity?
Creativity, I think, is just, you know, I think it's for the consumer to respect creativity in what form it's coming. And luckily, the good thing about music and the arts is that there's so many different artists and styles out there that, hey, if one doesn't work for you, most likely you'll find somebody that does. I was always going to move back home. It wasn't even because of music. You know, my family has lived here for over 15 years. I was the one that was going and coming. So coming back home was always standard. And I'm just happy that I'm doing music while I'm home.
What should we be expecting from you?
Well, there's a lot coming. As you guys have seen, the Lola video is out. The song is doing well. Totally Yours is out too. And a video will be coming very, very soon. I think people are going to love to see that. And Wayne Wonder, yes, is in the video as well. So that's coming out soon. Have some new singles that should be dropping as well. And just expect to see a lot more of me.
Okay, that's good.
No,
so you're young, you still have so much ahead of you. Here on Saturday Night, we'll always encourage the likes of you, to grow and fly and to spread your wings and fly as
like
high,
an eagle.
Yeah, as high as you can fly. So it's been an honor having you on Saturday Night.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. So on that note, we say thank you so much for staying tuned to Saturday Night. Until next week, it's been Saturday Night.